Good morning, Emerson. It's Tuesday, November 5th, and it's Election Day here in Boston. Tonight, the city will welcome a new mayor. We have the latest from the Walsh and Connolly camps.
And Mike and I caught that little parade over the weekend. We'll bring you our coverage from Copley and the crazy Sox fanatics we spoke to.
I'm Maggie Morla.
I'm Anthony Chasse.
And welcome to Good Morning, Emerson.
Now, Sox fever is just starting to die down. I don't think it ever will for me. But the Patriots just got their offense going. Mike Cantalupo is going to have the latest on that in his sports report today.
That's right. And even later, we've got Christian Mudrick to tell us a little bit more about how Justin Bieber is no longer a baby. Interested about that story?
I don't think it's actually a positive coming-of-age story either. But you have an exclusive interview with the Girly Project, which I'm really excited to see,
That's right.
too.
The Girly Project, one of our sketch comedy troupes here at Emerson, is having a middle school talent show, and I'm really curious about that one.
That
so we'll
is going to be one strange, fantastic event. I can't wait to hear from them. We're looking forward to getting to all of that on today's episode, but first, let's go to Brittany Gervais with your news.
Good morning, everyone. We start this morning with an update on the LAX shooting. After a weekend of intense investigation, authorities have pieced together more details about suspect Paul Ciencia. Officers were sent to check on Ciencia after hearing about his behavior earlier in the week. They also received a warning phone call from his family minutes before the shooting started. A note was found on Ciencia after he was shot, saying he wanted to kill a TSA agent to cause a panic. The 23-year-old is charged with the murder of a federal officer and commission of violence at an international airport. Now let's talk about this upcoming mayoral election. Boston's next mayor will be decided tonight, and it's a close battle between candidates John Connolly and Marty Walsh. Here's what you need to know about the two campaigns. John Connolly has a strong stance on improving public schools in the city, while Walsh has a good relationship with talking to union organizations. If elected, Connolly would turn his attention immediately to the school system, but if Walsh becomes our next mayor, his first priority would be finding a way to reduce gun violence on the streets. Both are good candidates for the city, but whoever is elected will impact Boston in a different way. Now, if we look at where each candidate stands right now, the latest polls are saying that Walsh is ahead by 3 points, with 9% of the voters still undecided. Now, that's a big difference considering months ago Connolly was ahead of Walsh by 7 points. Connolly says the sudden jump is all because of the endorsements Walsh has been getting these past few weeks. He says his volunteers are mostly parents who have never worked on a campaign before. According to Walsh, though, his strategy is always going to remain the same. He is going to continue to shake hands and talk to the people of Boston. Now, this could be a close one, so make sure to get your vote in by 8 o'clock p.m. tonight. Now, the next mayor won't be the only thing Bostonians are voting on today. The proposal for a casino in Suffolk Downs has split East Boston in two. Suffolk Downs promises the creation of 4,000 jobs and $32 million for the city if the casino is built. Others are worried that the $1 billion investment will only bring more traffic and crime to the area. Now, a recent poll shows just how close this vote is, with 47% of East Boston in support of the casino, leaving 42% against it. Now, that's everything I have for you this election day. Back to you, Maggie and Anthony.
Thanks, Brittany. Now, I know that this election is very important to you because you're going to miss Menino, but do you think this race is going to be close tonight?
I definitely think it's going to be a close one, especially since only 3 points are separating Walsh and Connolly right now. Although polls have been kind of unreliable in the past, so really the only idea that we're going to get is when all the votes start coming in tonight.
Brittany, it appears that the Suffolk Downs casino decision is close to finding a decision soon. Do you think this would be a good move for Boston?
Despite all the controversy, I definitely think this is a good thing for Boston. It could bring in a lot of money, it could bring in a lot of tourism, and one of the main points in this debate is how to make Boston a more fun city for college students. So can you think of a better way than having a giant casino there for everyone to go have a good time?
I don't know. I feel like we already have plenty of fun here in Boston with the sports and everything we have around us.
That's right.
Thanks, Brittany, for weighing in on the mayoral race. Now it's time for Maggie and I to share our opinions on the outlook of the race. Right now, we're looking at two pretty similar candidates.
That's right. After the primary election, Walsh and Connolly received a lot of criticism because people were saying that you can't really tell the difference between the two.
Yeah. Are you going to vote for the education Irish Catholic Democrat or the labor Irish Catholic Democrat? It's almost silly.
They've got a lot of similarities, even in looks. They kind of you can kind of confuse the two sometimes. So, but they really have tried to define themselves since the primary. You know, Walsh is more the labor union guy, and he's been backed by all the labor unions. And Connolly is all for education, and that's his main platform. So they've really been trying to branch out and, you know, define themselves as individuals.
Absolutely. And one of the things I like about this campaign that is really a reflection of the city of Boston is how clean it has been for the majority of the time. There has been some dirty campaigning by outside sources, supposedly, but from the candidates themselves, you haven't seen too many negative ads on television. You haven't seen too many you know, negative jokes played on each other.
Right, not too many smear campaigns, which is very nice to see. I mean, the two are Democrats as well, so their ideals aren't too different.
Yeah, I'm convinced they'd vote for each other if it wasn't for this election. Now you're seeing the Red Sox trophy last Saturday. That was a promotion by the Dropkick Murphys with that little Walsh pin on. So they're getting the you know, big endorsements right now.
That's true. And over the past few days, both campaigns have been working their tails off. And I think, you know, a bunch of people pulled all-nighters last night trying to get in some last-ditch efforts for campaigning. Actually, I was walking down the street last night, and I saw a truck go by with this huge billboard that said Connolly. And, you know, they're just really trying to do everything they can at this point to get the word out.
This is the point. It's really interesting, you know, to see them pull out all the stops. What are they going to do to get those last votes? And it's kind of funny because I think that's, you know, because they're so close, it's turning down voter turnout, and in the polls, you know, we're going to see a lower turnout. But ironically, it could be a very close race.
That's true, and I really hope that everyone here at Emerson goes and heads out to the polls if they're able to. So if you plan on going out, though, make sure you bring a jacket because November has certainly brought some chilly weather. Here's Mal with our weather report.
Good morning, Anthony and Maggie. You're right, definitely bring a jacket if you're going out today. Hope you guys had a fun Halloween weekend. We had brought some good weather with us this weekend, and that's going to carry over into this week. Right now it's 36 degrees. And this afternoon it'll get up to 50 degrees, so it'll be pretty cool, so bundle up. Some clouds here and there, but mostly sunny. Later on tonight, sunset is set for 4:48 because of daylight savings. Partially cloudy for the rest of the night, and temperatures will dip down to about 41 degrees. Tomorrow will be partially sunny too, but luckily it's going to warm up by 58 by midday. At night, clouds will cover the city, cooling us down to 51 degrees, and we're looking at about a 10% chance of rain. Now let's take a look ahead at the rest of the week. Thursday, high of a whopping 69 degrees, but that comes with a 60% chance of rain. Showers on and off at night with a low of 41, and the sun will come back out on Friday. High of 50, but it'll feel much cooler than that, so bundle up again. Low of just 34 degrees at night. Saturday, mostly sunny again with a high of about 50, down to about 39 at night. And that's your local weather forecast. I'm Mal Meyer. Back over to you guys, Anthony and Maggie.
All right, thanks, Mal. We have to take a quick break right now, but stay tuned for Maggie's exclusive interview with members of the Girly Project coming up next.
Welcome back. Tomorrow night, one of Emerson's very own sketch comedy troupes, the Girly Project, will be holding their first annual middle school talent show. We are now joined by two members of the troupe, Emmy Hauptman, troupe president, and Justin Ney, who will be judging the competition. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so this event has been called an uncomfortable mixture of comedy and talent. Can you tell us a little bit more about how this event is going to go and how it's a middle school talent show?
Well, we figured that no one really misses middle school more than Emerson students, probably because we were all like the worst in middle school. So we thought we'd do a throwback.
Cool.
A little TB Wednesday.
So how's this show going to be run? I know that Justin's one of the judges. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you're going to judge the competition?
Yeah, I'm just gonna not listen to their acts and not do anything about that. And then I'm just going to judge them.
So you'll be a harsh critic?
Yes, but nothing with their talent.
Will all the judges be as harsh as you?
Probably.
All right,
Probably
I'm looking forward to it. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the talent that we can expect to see?
Well, there'll be a live fan fiction reading.
Ooh.
There will be a lot of music, some experimental music, featuring the band Zach Stetson and Company.
Ooh, very Emerson.
Very Emerson.
What was your inspiration for this event?
There was no inspiration.
It was pretty much randomly spawned.
All right. Is that how you guys do a lot of your work for the Girly Project?
Yes.
Just random creative ideas?
Yeah,
Yes.
they just were like, we're going to do a middle school talent show, and then no one questioned it.
All right, perfect. What kind of other things do you do with the Girly Project?
We have one of our shows next week on Wednesday.
November 13th.
Which is our traditional
Our first
sketch comedy
sketch show.
Cool.
Yeah, that's usually what we do.
And I know with the Girly Project, it was started to promote feminine writers and feminine comedians, but I know, of course, there are males in the group. Can you just explain about what you guys are about and what your sort of mission is as a comedy troupe on campus?
Well, we are here to promote women in comedy, and we have more females than males in our troupe, which is rare in the comedy scene. And while our sketches, a lot of them don't tend to really touch on that, we figure it's good to have a large female presence in comedy.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited. And again, that is tomorrow night in the Cabaret at 8. All right. So excited to see you guys there. But now that we've discussed all of our girly business, it's time to throw it over to the boys to see what they were up to this weekend.
Thanks, Maggie. Middle school reminds me of the last time I saw a Red Sox parade, and I'm joined by Mike Cantalupo right now. It's safe to say you and I met some dedicated Red Sox fans last Saturday, right?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony, we had so much fun doing this, but we interviewed people from Phoenix. We interviewed people who traveled from my hometown of Massapequa, New York. How did that happen?
That was
I still
unbelievable.
don't know. Exactly. We met people from all over the country who traveled to see the parade, and we had a great time with them.
There's a championship parade today in Boston to celebrate your 2013 Boston Red Sox, the world champions of baseball. Mike and I were worried nobody was going to show up, but it's looking pretty good right now.
So the Bruins just won the World Series. How does it feel?
Bruins.
Just to make sure that you're real Red Sox fans, name 5 Red Sox.
John Lister.
All right.
John Lister.
Applebaum.
David Ortiz.
Xander Bogaerts.
She went with Xander Bogaerts.
You know he's from Aruba. He speaks 6 languages. Oh no, only 5.
Your name is Boston. What's your name? He gets a name like Boston and you get the name Michelle.
I'm shipping up to Boston.
Shipping up to Boston. Whoa! What makes this one different for you guys?
Blood, sweat, and beers.
Blood, sweat, and beers.
Oh, blood, sweat, and beers for show.
Are you guys saying beers or beards?
Okay, so if you don't remember 2004, how does it compare to 1918? Hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
I think the Red Sox won the World Series.
That's some good stuff right there, Mike. I think my favorite part had to be Big Papi ordering his own 18-wheeler, complete with Dominican flags and rap DJ. What do you think you like the most?
See, I liked the whole Big Papi thing. I liked how there was a duck boat with his name on it, but they had a decoy of Big Papi. It wasn't actually Big Papi. He ordered an 18-wheeler. But for me, it was the Dropkick Murphys. I remember we were standing right next to each other, and then all of a sudden the Dropkick Murphys come. Like, that was the most unexpected thing that I had no idea that was going to come out.
Now
of
you
the
can
parade.
say you've seen him live.
Exactly. Shipping up to Boston. And it's great. We said we're shipping up to Boston. We sang it with so many people. And then, of course, they show up and make for some great editing.
Exactly. Well, this video is actually getting a lot of response now, thanks to you, right?
Well, yeah, last night, maybe thanks to you too, Anthony, but last night I put the report on CNN iReport. And about this morning, about 8 a.m., CNN called me and said that they would like to put the report on CNN.com. So we might be famous now.
All right, local talent here coming through big for Boston and the Emerson channel. I'm excited to see that, but I know you have a lot more on the way. So what's in store for the sports, Mike?
Right, it's baseball. Wait, baseball's over? There are more sports to cover? Basketball? Football? Hockey? We'll take it to the court first, where the Celtics have gotten off to a slow start. They came into last night's game against the Memphis Grizzlies winless at 0-3. Now Jordan Crawford takes it down the court with a bad entry pass. Former Celtic Tony Allen takes it away and gets the big finish. Now we take it to the fourth quarter, 74-70. That's Avery Bradley leads the charge. He dishes it to a wide open Courtney Lee for three. Celtics take the 7-point lead there, but the Grizzlies fight back and then take the lead. Bayless with the corner 3-point shot. Allen on the assist. And then late in the fourth quarter, the Grizzlies take it home. Marc Gasol on this little shot, jumper. He got 14 points and 8 rebounds. Memphis wins 95-88. The Celtics should start to take a lesson from other Boston sports teams. The Bruins are currently 8-5. Catch them in their matchup against the Dallas Stars tonight at 7 p.m. Watch out for former Bruin Tyler Seguin as he returns to the TD Garden for the first time since being traded back in July. He leads the Stars with with 6 goals and points with 15. Many people point to Sagan's 1-goal postseason performance, his lack of effort, and his lack of professionalism as reasons for the trade. But so far, I think Dallas is loving him. Now, from the ice to the gridiron, with Danny Amendola and Rob Gronkowski back in what appears to be full health, Tom Brady looked to end his slump, and the Patriots look to continue their winning ways against Big Ben and the Steelers in an offensive slugfest at Gillette on Sunday. Tom Brady looking to keep a 2-game lead in the AFC East, and Big Ben is looking to save the Steelers' season. It's 24-17 here in the third quarter. Big Ben to Jericho Cotchery. That ties the game. Big Ben had 4 touchdowns on this game. Now, Pittsburgh's comeback was short-lived. This is Tom Brady to Aaron Dobson. 81 yards. Dobson had 2 touchdowns on the game. Brady had 4 touchdowns. And the Steelers give up a franchise record 55 points in the loss. The Patriots improve to 7-2 and continue to have a 2-game lead over the Jets in the AFC East. Now that's all I have for sports. Back to you guys on the couch.
So a lot of our Boston sports teams right now are kicking some butt. But what's up with the Celtics and their slow start?
It's really a locker room presence and a lack of leadership on the team. When losing Paul Pierce, when losing Kevin Garnett, both to the Brooklyn Nets, not only did they lose 2 of their best players, they lost 2 of their biggest leaders. So really right now their locker room is in shambles.
I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of rooting for Brooklyn. They're a fun little team over there in New York. Thanks, Mike. We're going to take another quick break right now, but we have a lot more on the way. Christian Mudrick is here with a very curious story about some celebrities stirring up trouble. Stay with us.
And welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. Christian is now here to tell you which Hollywood tough guy is getting into some real trouble.
Thanks, guys. It appears that Josh Brolin's tough guy typecast has finally gone to his head. He got into 2 brawls this past weekend. The first occurred when a bouncer asked Brolin to leave a bar when it was closing. Brolin threw some punches and some violent language, but the 2 ended up hugging it out after all was said and done. The second occurred when Brolin's 4th meal at a Del Taco drive-thru was interrupted. Brolin rear-ended a taxi while awaiting his food, but then exploded at the cab driver for wanting to swap insurance. Brolin swore there were only scratches on the car and that the cab driver was just trying to gouge him for money. Things took a turn for the ironic when Brolin began redundantly shouting, "You suck as a taxi driving." Denial, always a proven method of facing one's problems. Lindsay Lohan was just paid $50,000 to host a Halloween bash, but now the casino wants its money back? Quelle surprise. Lohan was supposed to report to the party by 10 p.m., but did not show up till 11:45. She also blew off the red carpet set up outside the venue and went straight inside. She left fans and the casino very upset and unamused. Lohan is now renegotiating her contract with the Foxwoods Casino. Michelle Pfeiffer has revealed that she was part of a very strict Breatharian cult as a young aspiring actress. She said she got caught up with a young couple who believed themselves to be high-ranking Breatharians, or folks who believe they can reach sustenance by absorbing sunlight and air. She spent a lot of time and money working with them, although she never lived with them like some of their other clients. She only later realized she had been a part of a cult when her ex-husband had been working on a film about religious cults. Justin Bieber cut his concert short in Brazil last weekend after being viciously attacked. How, one might inquire? He took a water bottle to the hand. That's right, a member of the audience threw a water bottle at Bieber and he waltzed off stage. The audience sat there for about an hour before realizing that the pop prince wouldn't be returning to the stage that night. Bieber was also caught at a brothel later that night. His entourage tried to keep the situation under wraps. Literally, they cloaked Biebs in a white sheet and shuffled him out the door. Despite it being Halloween weekend, running around the streets of Rio dressed as a ghost wasn't exactly low-key. He and his fair maidens were escorted back to the hotel for what would appear to be a happily ever after. That's all the juicy gossip I have for you today, guys. Back to Anthony on the couch.
All right, Christian, let's go back to your first story for a minute. Should we be bracing ourselves for more Brolin stories in the future?
Potentially. He actually hit the taxi driver and then after he screamed in his face, drove off. So he could be, the taxi driver could press charges for a hit and run.
Jeez, thanks, Christian. Pleasure as always, but now, last but not least, it's time for Rose and Maggie to get crafty. Let's see what they're up to today.
Thanks, Anthony. And now for the part of the show that I've been waiting for. It's time for DIY. I am pleased to welcome back Rose Fodera, who will be showing us how to make duct tape wallets.
Yes, we are. And keeping up with voting day, we're going to make them red, white, and blue.
Awesome.
Now, all you need for this do-it-yourself is tape and scissors. You can do any thickness and any color that you want.
Easy enough. I see we got some Red Sox colors going on,
yeah,
too.
That too, yeah. And so let's get started.
Sure.
So what you want to do is cut a piece of tape up as thick as you want your wallet. We did about 8.5 inches.
Okay.
And you want to go ahead and just tape it, place it down, and then tape another piece of tape right on top, about halfway up. So there is some sticky stuff left on
so like
the other
half
side.
on, half off there?
Right, exactly.
So there's just like a little edge there hanging off. Okay.
And then you just want to flip it back over and you just want to fold up this edge right there because it's the bottom.
Oh, okay. So you got a nice clean edge there.
Exactly.
Cool.
And then you got to flip that back over.
All right.
And then put this one on top. And you just want to make sure that there's always a sticky part showing. You don't want to fully cover the piece of tape.
So again, like half on, half off.
Yep,
there.
and you just want to tape and flip.
Okay.
And then
next one.
Yeah, and it's okay if the edges aren't straight. We will cut them so they do end up looking nice, and you have a very nice wallet.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's real simple. You're really just doing the same thing over and over again. And if you don't have to have it as long as this and make it like a billfold, you can make a little shorter one. It's up to you. It depends how many pieces of tape you use.
And you can vary up the tape, right? Make like any kind of design or stripe pattern that you want to do.
It's
all right.
Easy and simple, and it takes a few minutes, and that's it.
Okay. Perfect. And then another piece.
Yeah. And then if they get stuck together, just throw it away and get a new one because it's tape and it's real simple.
Yeah, easy enough. Okay.
Now you want to go ahead and fold over the last piece of tape.
So you got that clean edge on the other side.
And then you can trim the edges so they're nice and straight.
Okay. So just cut these little edges off here.
Real simple. And yeah, so it is easy and durable and it can get wet and it's perfect.
Yeah, waterproof.
Exactly.
And easy to make. You know, I've seen people do these duct tape wallets all the time and never made one, so I'm really excited.
And then we're gonna take it lengthwise and you're just gonna fold it in half.
Okay.
And up
so
top.
This way?
Yep, just like that. And then we're gonna take the blue, you know, keep up with the American flag, and we're gonna have it so it's the same length as the wallet. And we're gonna fold it half off, half on, and then just fold it right on over.
So you got that clean edge on the side as well. Cool. And then so you do it on the other side, right?
Yep. And then you can cut off the extra so it's not hanging off like it is right now. But that's fine. It'll roll away. Just like that. You can fold that over.
All right, perfect. And so you said just cut the little edges off so you don't have that, that hanging there.
And you can make a pocket, as I did right here, to hold my ID.
Oh,
All
cute.
you have to do is tape 2 pieces of tape together, cut it to fit the width, just like that, and tape it on. That's it.
So you can do any kind of amount of pockets inside that you want to.
You're gonna have one for every single credit card, debit card that you have.
Awesome. So when you're done, then you have this pocket here.
Yep, and then you just wanna fold it
over.
in half. And what I did is I kept a book on mine overnight so it stays nice and flat and it won't.
So you got that pressure holding it down?
Exactly.
So then you have this nice wallet with the pocket.
Just like that, and then you can go ahead and stick your money in there.
All right, perfect.
Just like
Slip
that.
it in there.
Yeah. And then you fold it, and if this is, you just cut it and just like that, and that would be your pocket.
This is awesome, guys.
Oh, hey,
you know my
Anthony.
love for leather, Maggie, but you don't need a leather wallet. This saves you money right here. You can
No.
put that money back in your wallet and then take it shopping. I think that's what I would do if I
I
were
know
you
what your
guys.
girlfriend's gonna get you for Christmas.
Just a nice couple of rolls of duct tape. That's all I need. Well, thanks for being here, Rose. That's all the time we have for today. On Thursday, we're going to have our fashionista Madeline Avery back on the show to get you ready for those cold weather styles.
Thanks for joining us.